When the night has come and the land is gone and the moon is the only light you'll see. I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. With the sky that we look upon, to tumble and fall, all the mountains to crumble to the. I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Mott Swallen. I am with Hospice East Bay, and I'm very grateful that you're all here. We're a little worried about the rain today, but it seems like it has given us a break, so we will take that, and I'm very honored that you're all here today. This tree is a beautiful tree. It had a little challenge this year, but if you will see soon enough, it is still doing great. And we actually have some people here who remember that tree being in their front of their yard many years ago. Pretty awesome. Again, my name is Mott Swallen. I am the VP of Fund Development. It's a real pleasure to be here with all of you. Now, Hospice East Bay has been around since 1977, and we were the first. We were one of the first not-for-profit hospices in the country when the hospice movement started. That was in 1974. So, pretty amazing. This year, we will service about 1,500 families and patients, including 48 patients right here in Martinez. Since 1977, we've been committed to providing high-quality, compassionate care to all those who need our services, regardless of their ability to pay. Our service area includes all of Contra Costa County, part of Alameda, and Solano County. With your support and our donor support, we are very proud of having some wonderful, unique programs that really make a difference. We have music therapists who use music as a therapeutic tool to reduce pain and anxiety and really bring a lot of joy to families. It's pretty amazing. You'll hear a little bit more, but one of the things I am really, really proud about is our veteran-centered care. With your support, we have a full-time social worker who you will hear from today. And she works to help veterans and their families through their unique end-of-life needs, including getting the support and benefit they have earned through the service they have provided to our country. And we have bereavement services. And I think this is a wonderful opportunity if any of you need bereavement or grief support. Whether you had service with us or not, we provide this service free to the community. Many of you know we have 6 thrift shops, one right here down the street. Wonderful place to come and purchase gently used items and support our work. And it really makes a huge difference. I'd like to acknowledge some of our sponsors today, because they really do make a difference. Our sustaining light sponsor is Rudney and Associates and American Asphalt. Our bright light donors is Peggy Hornbuckle, Jamie Manasco, Marjorie Wallace, George Stegman, John Lucci, Christine Einstas, and Ernest Lomfa. And I also want to give a special thanks to Scott O'Neill, our musician, NCL, National Charity League, for coming to volunteer. the Martinez Police Department, the City of Martinez, and the City of Martinez Public Works. Also want to acknowledge that if any of you are interested, Slow Hand Barbecue here in Martinez is offering, if you mention our name when you purchase today, they will donate 20% of the proceeds. So pretty awesome. I thought I'd share a story. Actually, it's a little bit of a sort of a personal and a real story. I am one who has recently had access to hospice care. My stepfather passed away in April, and it was very. It's one of those moments where you sort of realize you're on the other side of the coin. And I was reminded of that because yesterday I was listening again to a gentleman talking about our Bruns House. Bruns House is an inpatient facility. We have an Alamo for up to six patients. It is truly unique. It is the only one in the 9 Bay Area county. And the reason for that is simple, because it's very expensive to run and only a not-for-profit would choose to make that decision. And he was sharing with us about his father's experience and how Bruns House was an incredible place that made a huge difference to their family because that's what they needed at that time. And I was thinking about this because when my father was first diagnosed with leukemia and the decision was made not to have treatment because he was 92, my mom's first response was, well, we need to get him to a hospice house. I remember sitting to my mom and trying to listen to that and just trying to explain to her that hospice house is a wonderful place, but it's not always for everybody. We're there because it needs to be there. And in the end, my mom made a decision, which we all concurred because we helped her. She wanted my dad to be at home. And it really was a beautiful moment. Very difficult, not easy for anyone. But I'm just so grateful for being on the other side and listening to the nurses, and probably most important, listening to the social workers talk to my mom and just helping her understand and navigate what she was going through. Because it's not just the patient, it's the whole family. And that's what hospice is about. We're not just here for the patients, we're really here for the whole family. And that really makes a huge difference. So I'm very honored that you're all here because these kinds of services are really only possible because we're a not-for-profit and we have donors like you who come and support our services. So thank you so much. I will hear again tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm Scotty O'Neill. Glad to be a part of this. Privilege to play for you. I think a good segue from that subject matter that he just spoke of is sometimes we just have to look at things in there's a long form of way of living, and there's a short form, and sometimes it's just a phrase. This one's called "Life by the Drop." You might know it.
Hello there, my old friend. Not so long ago, it was to the end. We played outside in the pouring rain. On our way up the road, we started all over again. We're living a dream, but you're on top. My mind is aching, won't stop. That's how it happens, living life by the block. Up and down the road in a worn out shoe, talking about good things and singing the blues. You went your way, stay behind. We both knew it was just a matter of time. You're living a dream, you're on top. My mind is aching, Lord, you won't stop. That's how it happens, living life by the drop. No waste of time, we're alive today. Turning up the past, there's no easy way. Well, time's been between us, dreams to an end. It's good to be here together, my friend. We're living dreams. My mind stopped aching. Well, that's how it happens. That's how it happens, living life by the drum. That's how it happens, living life by the drum. Life by the drum. Thank you.
Shipwreck. As for grief, you will find it comes in waves. When the ship is first wrecked, you're drowning with wreckage all around you. Everything is floating around you and reminds you of the beauty and the magnificence of the ship that was and is no more. And all you can do is float. You find some piece of wreckage and you hang on for a while. Maybe it's some physical thing. Maybe it's a happy memory or a photograph. Or maybe it's a person who is also floating. And for a while, all you can do is float and stay alive. In the beginning, the waves are 100 feet tall. They crash all over you without mercy. They come 10 seconds apart and don't even give you time to catch your breath. All you can do is hang on and float. After a while, maybe weeks, maybe months, you'll find that the waves are still 100 feet tall. They come further apart. When they come, they still crash all over you and wipe you out. But in between, you can breathe, you can function. You never know what's going to trigger grief. It might be a song or a picture, street intersection, or the smell of a cup of coffee. It can be just about anything, and the waves keep coming crashing. But in between waves, there's life. Somewhere down the line, it's different for everybody. You find waves are only 80 feet tall or 50 feet tall. And while they still come, they come further apart. You can see them coming, an anniversary, a birthday, Christmas, or landing on O'Hare. You can see it coming, and for the most part, you can prepare yourself. And when it washes over you, you know that somehow again, you will come out on the other side. Soaking wet, stuttering, and singing on to some tiny piece of the record, but you will come out. The waves never stop coming, and somehow you really don't want them to. But you learn that you will survive them, and other waves will still come, and you will survive them too. Good evening. My name is Noga. I am an Army veteran, and it is an honor and a privilege to be part of the team to be able to care and serve our veterans and their families in our community. As we gather tonight, 1 week since our 105th year celebrating Veterans Day, we also recognize and observe 50 years since the end of our Vietnam War. From World War One, the war to end all wars, now today, to the recent conflicts in the Middle East. Generations of our warriors are aging and coming on to palliative and hospice care and passing away. And with them, passing away are generations of service and sacrifice and stories. On this day, we gather in community to remember and to honor those of our loved ones who have served in the armed forces, those who have served in peacetime, and those who have served in war. For our good ultimate veterans, as it is often said, the greatest generation. We remember you with pride and with honor. We thank you. For our Korean War veterans, our warriors from a forgotten war, we remember. And we thank you for your sacrifice and your courage, and we honor you. For our Vietnam veterans, our brothers and sisters who fought 2 wars, one in Vietnam and one back home, and for some who are still fighting, it is our privilege and an honor to care for you. You who have sacrificed so much and given so dearly. We remember and we honor you, and we thank you for your service. For our Gulf War veterans and those who served in Afghanistan and Iraq in our recent wars, you who have served and sacrificed in your generation's war. We recognize that many of you still suffer from your injuries incurred during your service in the war of terror. And we honor you and recognize those sacrifices. And tonight, we also recognize that there is once again war in the Middle East, and that young members once more may be asked to serve and sacrifice in this generation's conflict. For all who serve and sacrifice, were and are second to none. From Iwo Jima, Omaha Beach, and Normandy, to the frozen chosen reservoir, to the jungles of Vietnam, from Panama, Escobar, Bosnia, Somalia, to Fallujah and Lebanon, Kabul, Kandahar, Syria, Yemen, Lebanon, as well as many other places before and after, throughout and beyond. We remember your service with pride, and we recognize and honor the way that those sacrifices made for our country. We honor you today and every day, and in the memory of those Marines, soldiers, sailors, and airmen, and all our veterans who are no longer with us. We thank you. Never forgotten. And today it is my honor to lead the names of many of our veterans who are no longer with us. Jose Avila, United States Navy. Niall Barraclough, Air Force. Roland Bartolani, Navy. Patricia Bellin, Women's Network. Louis Costello, Navy. Robert Cup, Air Force. William Dean, Navy. James Duncan, Army. James Edmund, Navy. Woodrow M. Gonzalez, National Guard. Gary E. Gould, Army. Kenneth Harrell, Navy. Lloyd Hebert, Navy. Ralph Hebert Jr., Navy. Dick Pablo, Marine Corps. Albert Halligan, Air Force. Thomas Kelly Klein, Colonel retired. Rudolph Pratt, Jr.,
Air Force. Robert Cruz, Army. Robert J. Huizenga, Air Force. Robert Leonard, Army Air Force. Thomas Lopez, Marine Corps. Salvador Duceppe, Army. Tony Martinez, Army. Donald McCormick, Marine Corps. John Moran, Navy. Edward Nelson, Air Force. Les Shimara, Army. Herb Maureen, Army. Benito Arsini, Army. Jim Perry, Navy. Noel Paulson, Air Force. Howard Ryder, Army. Frank Rosinski, Navy. Myron Lee, Army. Doug Scott, Coast Guard. Joanne Peace, Air Force. James Stellan, Navy. Frank Turner, Army Air Force. Matt Hartwell, Wesley White, Marine Corps. James Wilson, Army. And Herman Ziegler, Air Force. Thank you.
Thank you, Noga. It's my honor to be the other half of the name. I will tell you, just like Noga, we do practice these. But I always try to tell people, please hear the names in the voice that you always remember these names. Paul Albert. Carol Sue Albright. Paul Frederick Albright Sr. Paul Frederick Albright Jr. Ruth Alperin. Gladys Alperin. Pete Asuncion. Avelina Asuncion. Peanut Asuncion. Ava Barnes. Connie Batchelder. Judy Beconcini. Robert Bennett. Zachary Roboski. Cindy Bosi. Charles W. Brown. Aaron Rachel Bruns. Mom and Dad Campbell. C.J. Caps. Don Cabinets. John Chauvet. Gary Clevenger. Dennis Clough. Enid Cohen. Marcella Coleridge. Gerald Chief Cook. Pat Croker. Lori Curtis. Tobiah Coutinho. Dr. Dan. Mom and Dad Davis. Betty Deaton. Mike DeSimone. Mike Dolan. Ernest Duncan. Kevin Duncan. Ernestine Doucette. Jim and Nancy Ellsbury. Carol Engel. May Espinoza. Marie Hutchinson. Francis Evans. The Galloway family. The Cardella family. The Mitz Hilton family. Rose Ferrarini. Ray Ferrarini Jr. Ray Ferrarini Senior, Blanche Ferrario, Lisa Foley, Mike Faust, Shannon Creel, Sue Gamba, Virginia and John Gill, Nadine L. Griffin, Michael Stephen Hamilton, Kitty Hay, Kent Colbert, Ralph Pulte, Dolores Pulte, Tom Pulte, Kevin Hornbuckle, Donald Edward Hoyt, Mary Jane Hoyt, Loretta Kent, Milton Kubisek, Stephen Leo King, John Lindholm, Carmen Lobo, Richard Lompa, Joyce Ludwig, Mary Jane Mann, Sharon Mann, Frank Marbo, Mary C. Martinez, Greg Miller, Robert P. Buchanan Sr., Robert P. Buchanan Jr., Penny Silva Musante, Joaquita and RJ Odell, Joe Ovid, Laura Bell Owen, Tyson Pagado, Taylor Pagado, Carlene Patnow, Angelina Pippin, Lorraine Harris, Dylan Poulsen, Carol Schroeder Ramirez, Joe Ramirez, Betty Jane Rank, Dorothy Rankins, Kathy Searle, Christine Serimian, Vahan and Lorraine Serimian, Dee Simons, Ray Slaney, Lauren Smith, Richard Spitzer, Robert E. Stegman, Mary C. Stegman, Dolores L. Stegman, Robert J. Stegman, Clara E. Stegman, Denise M. Swing, Craig Piccone, Jacqueline Paulman, Robert Paulman, Mercer Tyson, N. Jean Webster, Brenda Webster, Argus Webster, Nancy Webster, Amy Marie Wilhelm, Kim Yeager.
I was listening to all those names. All these people that had meaning in their lives. I changed my mind on what I was going to play. I was going to do an original called Heavyweight. That just seems trite. But instead, I'm going to do another original. It's called Lessons. Feels befitting at this time. Thank you for your time.
It's winter time. First the rains come like a blessing for all to know. After such years, so much to fear, but in spite of it, we find the light in the tunnel. And let's go. Time to enjoy the holidays as we know. We don't have a reason to be. We have so much more.
We're trying to light the candles. The wind is not behaving with us today, so we will keep trying. Again, I want to thank you all for coming and really appreciate all the support we always get from everyone here. And I'd like to now say, I now present to you the Martinez Tree of Lights. Yay!
Like the white lights better than the blue one.
So what I always tell people as you think of, as you're about to get up is to pick a light in the tree. And that is your light. And every time you drive by here, look up on that tree and that will be your light. And that will bring you the memory of the person you love. And hopefully at the beginning, it's always hard, but as your memories come, maybe there'll be something to make you smile or remember something that was something beautiful about them. I thank you all for coming today. Again, for those of you who are interested, Slow Hand has that opportunity. But again, thank you so much for coming and participating in our Martinez Tree of Lights.
It looks great. Right.
Because I saw kids here, there are cookies at the back table. Also for adults.